Okay, first day, riding the bike, all kitted up. Arrived in Ku-ring-gai National Park. There's the bike in the back. Got the vest, got the knee guards, got the boots. Beautiful day, early July. It's a bit chilly, but with that sun, it's fantastic. Can't do any camping here, which is a bit annoying, and the gates close at 6. And you can't take your bike up any of the trails. But this is nice. Day 1, fully packed as a trial complete. Well, almost. Got to get back first. The other thing I wanted to record is this little beauty. Take a look at the setup. G'day, mate. So, West Wind bags. Got all the camping gear in there. A few little accessories. But pretty stoked for the setup. Got the thing up here for the quad lock up here for the iPhone. I'm going to have another little mount here for a Garmin GPS little handheld that I've got. This little device. So that'll sit here. In here I've just got little bits and pieces that I don't want to carry. I basically set it up so a bit of lighter stuff is on this side given the weight of the muffler. But sleeping bag, a pillow, the liner. Basically that's all that kind of fits in that bag. On the other side, I've got some of the heavier stuff like the tools, little stove, chair, tent, mattress. This top bag is just for my clothes and my laptop and other things. So you can kind of get away with a few days camping with just this. So mods I've done to the bike, I have put the crash bars on. I've put a little engine cover on. I've put these much larger, more comfy foot pegs. I did put the center stand, but I'm kind of maybe regretting that decision now. I'm not sure how often you'll use it, and is it just extra weight that's unnecessary? Little guards, but you know, they're not really necessary. The lower sump, like a lower bash guard that's coming. This is just a standard one. I've put some different levers on here as I wanted more of the other ones are a bit longer. These can be 2-finger and you can adjust them so they're closer. Besides from that, it's pretty much all stock. Oh, inside I've put the filter, air purifying filter, so you can go off-road and not stuff up the airbox with a heap of dust. So that's improved. This is the taller rally seat. The normal one sort of scoops down a bit more. That's kind of all the adjustments I've done. Here, this bags are supposed to come with a thing that keeps the weight off them. It snapped. West Wing did say they'll send me another one. What I've done to just try and keep the heat off of the bag is I've wrapped it in that stuff that normally you see around the exhaust pipe, and then wrapped it with another thing. That I think is keeping the heat off here, and this little guard that's just letting a little bit of air pass in between the two layers. Look, at this stage, it's not getting too hot. I don't feel like it's burning. I don't get a smell, so I don't even know if I'll put that the wings back on. I don't think they'll need it. And this way, the bags actually sit a little bit closer to the bike and don't stick out as much and look a little bit neater. So far so good. I'll probably leave it as is. Here I decided to take the drone for the first test run, flying up at Ku-ring-gai National Park. You can see the Hawkesbury River, Palm Beach, and through to Unamina Beach at Central Coast at the far end and back down. First night of camping. This nice little setup here. Tents all set up. Had a fire pit, didn't bring the wood. All right. We are at the Dingo Tops rest area, campground, which is a bit foggy, which is a bit cold. I've set up my little tent down here under the shelter. Way better instead of being out there in the rain. Got the motorbike under cover, pants drying, helmets and boots also drying because we were in the rain. And over here, I've got my little stove and some soup, and this is a whole bottle of wine. I shouldn't be getting all through that, but let's see. But man, it's so peaceful. So nice out here. There's this old steam engine looking thing. Let me just take the wide berth around the mud. Look at this thing. Don't even know exactly what it is, but it looks like a steam engine that used to plow or pull something. So peaceful. There's a nice little fog coming down. There's been one or two cars, a couple of nice motorbikes, a young fella and his dad riding like little 125s and a 250, one Kawasaki from like early 1980s, super retro, looks super cool. Just the birds chirping, pitter patter of the rain. I'll make some soup and pretty much have an early night. There's no reception, which means no Netflix, so just digital detox. Honestly, this bike has been fantastic. I did forget to turn off the traction mode today, so I had a little skip, but it's sick. The new pegs are super comfy. The bag's held up perfectly. New skid plates, getting a good workout. Same with the mud guard. To give her a little clean when we're back. One thing I don't have too much of is water. I only have whatever I brought in my camel pack. There is some water here, but it was very brown and it says do not drink. So yeah, night is upon us and I'm going to be making some soup. So I just burnt off some of that water, the brown water, but now it's nice and clean, ready to go. So basically just grab your soup, dip that in there. Nice. Grab this, turn this on. Once you can hear the gas, you give it a little hit, and then pop that on top. And I've got my fork spoon, 2-in-1 combo. It's hilarious. Like, it also folds in half. So then you can give a little stir to your heart's content. I didn't bring a glass, so I will be literally swigging wine out of the goon sack. Self-made goon sack. Not self-made, but kind of. Keep the bottle in. That way you can get decent wine. This thing is like already hot. This is better than my stove at home. Like, seriously. Like, it's even too hot. Like, I need to turn it down a little. Simmer it. No, she's going to burn at the bottom. Yes, I know I've got my gloves on. It's cold. And this kind of helps them dry. And I can hold the pot without burning myself. Getting warm, but a bit more to go. Beef and barley. Good choice. Really good thing about this pot is that the lid comes with this thing. And you literally stick it in here. And you've got yourself a fucking frying pan. That's amazing. Ugh, what have I done? There it is. Like, literally, a little frying pan you can stick so you can cook on the underside of it. Such a good idea. Finally using this little light. I bought this before we went to our trip to Iceland. I don't think I ever used it. And our little camping adventure, chasing waterfalls, finally making use of it. Filming the campsite. All right. That's closed. Move that out of the way. One pot wonder. Buon appetito. That was my first time on a dirt track, basically. I think it's my first time on a dirt track. It wasn't a hectic dirt track. It was pretty well graded. It was a very chilled fire trail, I guess you'd say. But it was fun. Stood up on the pegs. Had to start to learn how to balance. Had one moment going over a few ruts where I think the ABS started to kick in. I had to turn it off, so it's a good reminder for next time. Bike handled really well, even though I've got a lot of weight on her. Climbing up through the mountains was quite serene, foggy. Only one forward drive came the other way at one point. I had plenty of room to let it through. No dramas. Definitely got to get a neck warmer. The scarf's been great, but riding from Sydney to Newcastle last night was fucking cold. My neck started to like cramp up. The wind resistance is pretty full on. There were times where I like laid flat on the bike just to drop that resistance, and I could actually see the speedometer going up a few kilometers. Because if you think about it, I'm a pretty broad-shouldered dude, and it's like it's hanging a sail at the front. Not only do you get the wind going up into your helmet, and you get that real wind noise, but it's just hard on your neck as well. So a bigger windshield. Alibaba, here we come. That is the brilliant thing about the CF Motos and the Chinese made stuff, is that you have 101 accessories, all made in China, super cheap. I got carried away with the accessories, that's for sure. They're all so cheap. I was like, I'll get this. And then I was like, I'm not even going to fit that. Don't worry about it. It was just something nice, even on my own. Just the tranquility. It's so good. The city can get a bit hectic. Having your phone and your laptop constantly on you. There's always something to do. There's always an email. There's always, I need to do that. Come on a camping trip with no reception. There's nothing to do. But that's good. The hustle culture. It's good. You want to strive and do better and do more and set yourself up more, I guess, is the answer. Make the hard choices now so you have an easier life later. But man, it can quickly just go like what has my life come to? And maybe I'm just romanticizing the previous generation, but they would just go to work, have the one job, live in a nice house, didn't worry about retirement. I feel like a young person today, someone in their 20s and 30s, needs to have their full-time job, a side gig, and looking at a whole heap of future investments, self-growth, self-care, yoga this. No wonder we're not having kids. We've got a below replacement fertility. And I think, the way that the news cycle has realized that tapping into negative emotions or danger keeps more eyeballs, keeps your attention. So you can't turn on the news without hearing this is all going to hell. So that must kind of play on your psychology. Then it feels like having a normal job is not enough. You need to be doing more just to get by. And then if you want to get ahead, then you got to really do more. Everything's a trade-off. And I think you got to find a balance. You're going to go through periods where you're working really hard on a sprint to set something up, but you have to balance it with doing something that you love and something that doesn't equal a material gain or a monetary gain. It just equals like serenity and a good time and some peace and getting connected to nature. We can definitely lose touch of that. I mean, living in the city as well, everything's all around you, moving fast, and you feel like you have to go fast with it. But that is why I like coming and doing these little trips. This is slow. And you think our brains need that. I don't think we've evolved to keep up with today's modern culture. Our brains are incredible and they probably have more computing power left, but they probably also deserve some downtime. Like, notice small things, small pleasures. Not always feeling like there's something else you should be doing. I feel like I can't go for a walk without putting in my headphones. Oh, I got to listen to that podcast. Can't sit on the toilet without scrolling, going, let's see what's interesting on Instagram. And there is lots of interesting stuff. But the way it's delivered, it seems amazing in the time. You take a screenshot, you even download the video onto your phone. How many of us have actually gone back and looked at those videos? But it's just this hedonic treadmill that we're constantly on. Can't even watch a movie without somebody being on their phone. I don't know what the answer is. It's probably balance. You can't do everything. You simply cannot do everything. Everything is a sacrifice. But I think social media tells you that you can do it all. And it's probably where we're all coming a little bit unstuck. It's just not possible. Not at 100%. And maybe that just comes as seasons of life. We're definitely in the growth season and we're focusing a lot. Buying houses, renovating, career. But I think we've got to now balance that off with novelty and fun and family. Because otherwise, what's the point of it? Really? Well, that was a bit of a ramble. Anyway, I am going to clean up and then get into bed.
Ooh. Morning. That was a chilly evening.
Yeah, it was cold. But I'm pretty dry compared to out there. Like, if anything, it's wet on the inside from my condensation. You can feel the coldness coming through the mattress. So, grab your jacket and put it underneath. Helps. The other thing I learned is once you're in, tuck your pillow into the hood. That way, your pillow doesn't move around at night. She was pretty cold last night. Oh boy. I've even got my gloves on just to keep warm. I don't even know what temperature it is, but it is cold. Suit will warm me up for sure. Get this cranking. Look at this. It's honestly so good. Tip my soup. And here. So put that on the stove. Spoon fork. We'll mix it out. What I probably need, instead of a mug, something that I can warm the coffee straight onto here and then drink it. So I don't have to share the pot. Because I'm going to have to wait until I finish eating this before I can put a coffee on. Which is not ideal. The last time was alright. Lots of rain. There's not so much wind, that was okay. It's just more the rain. And sleeping under here is great because it's not falling right onto that tent. And it means that all my stuff is pretty dry. Like the bottom is wet, but, you know, because there's a couple of holes in the roof. So the slab is wet, which made sleeping a little bit cold as well. But so much better than being out there. Shit just fell on the roof like that all night long, like branches, leaves, obviously the rain. And so there was, yeah, I felt like the sleep was broken and a bit interrupted. But I also went to bed super early, like at 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, you know. My alarm that tells me to go to bed went off at 9 p.m. And I was like, why is my alarm going off? I thought it was the middle of the night. And I was like, no, that's my normal alarm to tell me to go to bed. And I was like, I was already well in bed. Give you guys a little bit of a repack tour, which is, it's an effort. This is the side of motor camping that, you know, you can't just hand your keys back to the motel and jump in a car and shoot off to the next destination. You have to dry things, prep them, repack it properly, ready for the next day. Chuck all your gear on, all the safety stuff, and then you can get on the road. The rangers just pop by and they say good day. They were impressed that I was out here camping in winter. I always have dreams when I'm going camping. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like your brain is switching off more. I'm not falling asleep to a TV show. The route that Claude came up with, and then I had to fix up in the Garmin app. It's pretty good. It takes you from basically up here in the hills, west of Wingham, back down to Bulladila, which is, it's a fair ride. It's going to be like a 2-hour ride. And it reckons it's mostly going to be through dirt, so we'll find out. It looks pretty slippery. I thought it wasn't going to rain too much last night and we'd have a nice little ride today, but It's going to be descending in clay. So this will be interesting. We got to remember to switch ABS off, which I didn't do yesterday. Be prepared to fall over, because it might very well happen. Kind of running out of water, so this is, I don't want to put too much, so it's kind of a part of the pot. Part of the pot has water in it. I'm trying to dunk this coffee tea bag. Let that sit for a minute. Oh, they're packing up. It's the worst part. No, it's the most fun part. To get everything nice and packed away. Get her all ready for the next trip. Coffee bag. Yeah. And then we drink out of our favorite pot. Pop this a lid on. This goes in here. This also falls its way into here. Yeah. Little tea towel, didn't even use it because I had this one. Lighter. Next time I light the campfire. All right, time to pack up the rest of it. Oh, that's so good. I'm always slightly suspicious as how small the bags are and how you're going to get them back in. But that one worked fine. So that's the side of motor camping you don't really see, which is condensation. Everything is wet. Doesn't help that it's raining and there's super high humidity, but essentially I thought my tent was going to be dry putting it up there, but as I took the top layer off, I realized it was just condensation everywhere. So I've hung that up.
Say last night.
I did, yeah. Pretty wet there.
Yeah.
Wasn't ideal.
We're carrying all this on your bike.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's not too bad.
That's awesome.
It packs down all right.
Yeah.
It's just the time it takes to like also dry things, because like, you know, I've sat under here, so the tent's not that wet, but like just the condensation from you breathing, it's the stuff you don't see on all the YouTubes. You're like, you gotta dry everything out.
I think dry as hey.
It takes a little while, so I've just hung it up and then, you know, have my morning coffee and whatever else, and then try and pack it all away. Yeah. Are you from the area?
Lieutenant Obar.
Okay, it's nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ride through to Walker,
Oh, cool.
and then Dorrigo, then go back down the coast.
Oh, sick. Nice. I'm from Sydney, actually. And
How good is it up?
it's lovely, yeah. I've never been up here, so nice. Well, I thought I was going to make it up this, but wow. There's only a little bit more, and then it actually turns all right. So I don't know if I can get it up. I'll have a crack. I made it up. Yes. So we made it. A few red lines. Holy shit, there's a lot of mud caked in there. Now I've got to go back down to pick up my helmet. Oh my God, that clay. Come and check out the ruts. It was just stuck. Have a look at these. Look at these beauties. There's where I fell. You wanted to do some proper off-roading. Here we go. The other parts were pretty mild, but great for my virgin trip onto unsealed roads. But this one, I saw it and I was like, oh, do I hit it? Oh, let's go. Got halfway up. Now, we hope that the rest of the track isn't like that. Just made it up. Oh my God. We made it.